Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Bhavatapa Pranashinne Ananda Ghanamurte Jnana Bhakti Pradayane Matastubhyam Namo Namaha. Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Yes, Swami Bhaskaranandaji had told me to take this room. So according to his instructions, I was doing things. And one day we were sitting near the Narmadaji. There is a lovely Vatavriksha over there, a banyan tree. It's huge and it's like thousands of years old. It's like humongous. And Ma used to sit there sometimes. So our Sanyam Saptas are done near that tree. So we were sitting over there and he says, you take the room, but later don't say I jammed you up, like I, put you in a fix. I said, why? So he says, because I won't be around. I said, why? Where are you going? I used to stay in Bhimpura pretty often, he used to travel. He was a Parivrajikacharya, never stationary in one place, in one ashram. Maximum he used to stay in Bhimpura. So I said, why? Where are you going? So he tells me, nobody is permanent here. Everybody is temporary. So I will be going and I won't be around. So later don't say I didn't tell you. So I felt very bad when he said that, and I said, I suppose so, that everybody is going. I said, but Swamiji, remember one thing, when you go upstairs now and meet Ma, I caught hold of his chadar, his Gerwa chadar, I caught hold of his chadar. He's saying, what are you doing? So I said, when you go upstairs and you meet Ma, tell her to quickly call us, all of us, because we are really bhatkoing over here. Bhatak rahe hain hum log yahan pe. We don't know where to go, what to do, and we are tired over here. We need to go to her, So we are just wandering over here without any aim. So we want to go to Ma. So he started laughing. I said, I'm not going to let go of your chadar. You have to take me there. It was all fun stuff, So he laughed. Anyway, I got that room and I was constructing that room. That is the time he fell very ill. He was quite ill. So he was taken to the hospital a couple of times, but the last time they said, okay, we are not going to take him to the hospital. So he has a room in Bhimpura ashram. It's a small kutia, like a little cottage. And they made an ICU unit there only for him in the ashram, So it was air conditioned and this and that, and then the units were brought, and it was a terrible condition, all pipes everywhere, and it was awful to see him that way. And nobody was allowed to enter that room, that ICU room, So we would, from outside, there was a little window, and we would do his darshan from outside. And without sanitization, it's like how it is just now. Nobody could, only the doctor was inside and his sevak, who would every day be sitting and doing part, puja, chanting mantras, that atmosphere was very nice. But initially Swamiji was recognizing people and all that, but later there came a time when he stopped recognizing people also. And he couldn't talk after that. He couldn't move his legs, limbs, nothing. That was the time I was in Bhimpura, and it's like tomorrow I'm leaving for Bombay, and today I went up to his room and I stood at that window. Now he was in a state where, like I said, he wasn't recognizing anybody. His eyes were open, and pipes going everywhere in his tummy, throat, everywhere, and they were feeding him through the pipe. So it was not a good situation. And the doctor was standing there and his sevak was there. And I was outside the window and I was saying, Swamiji, pranam, 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 you know who I am, right? You don't worry. And every time I would ask Swamiji when he was normal, or like not that normal, I would say, how are you feeling, this, that? He said, what have I got to do with anything? I'm always fine. Sharir hai, apna kaam kar raha hai. Mujhe kya hua? Kuch bhi nahi hua. The body does its work. If it has to fall sick or something, the body will fall sick and it will be, overdone with. It's just a body. What's wrong with me? I'm always fine. So, I was repeating that from the window. And I said, Swamiji, you've always told me that you're always fine and it's just the body that is acting up. So it's fine. I said, you know that you're with Ma all the time, and I know that you want to talk to us. And I know that you want to say something, but you're not able to say it. But doesn't matter. What do you want to do with talking also? So just forget it, I said. All this muttering I was doing outside from the window, and I was shouting over there. So the doctor who was inside told Swamiji that, Swamiji, do you know who's talking to you just now? Do you know who's talking to you just now? He went on doing that. He nodded that yes, he knows. We were very surprised. So the doctor said, oh my God, he knows. So he says, doctor, it is Didi. I was in white those days. So he's nodding and saying, yes, he knows. He never did that because he was not in a state. Then I said, wow, what is happening? After that, I went away to my room after doing pranam. Next day, I was leaving for Bombay. So I went up to his window, and again I did the same thing, that pranam Swamiji, I'm leaving and this and that. So the doctor signaled to me from inside and said, you sanitize your hands and all that and come inside. I said, come inside? He says, yes. So I went outside the kutia, the sevaks were sitting, his sevaks. So they gave me the sanitizer and all that, and I sanitized my hands, put on the mask, and I went in. Now this incident is again in the book, but I'm repeating it. And book, it's little written differently, but this is the book. You'll find it on Amazon, which I have mentioned in the description in the YouTube. And it's available on Amazon, but right now because of lockdown maybe it's not available, but you can always order it, and when it opens up you'll get it. So it's a wonderful book. There are 108 pages, 108 photographs of Ma, which are beautiful. So have a look, and there are lots more stories. I mean, these stories that I'm telling you are, some of them are in the book, but there are lots more in the book, so you can always have a look. So this is the book. Now, I went inside, and now see, Swamiji was lying on this cot, the hospital bed, with all these tubes going everywhere, the drip on and everything. It was a horrible scene. And I stood. Now, I'm very tall. I'm 5 feet 8 inches, okay, tall. So naturally, the cot would be somewhere there, right? And I'm standing. So I was doing this on his head, I was doing like this, and I said, Swamiji, I know you want to talk, and his gaze was just stuck on Ma. You see, there was a huge photograph of Ma right behind me on the wall, and I'm standing like this, so the photograph was behind me, and Swamiji is lying down over here. So his gaze was without blinking, he's looking at Ma, and I'm talking to him and petting him like this and doing all this, and saying that, Swamiji, you're fine, don't worry, I know you need to talk to us and all that, and I know that you want to talk, but doesn't matter, what is there to talk about, it's fine, it's just the body that's doing the work, you'll finally go to Ma only, where will you go, all this I was saying, and suddenly, we see his hand going up like this. He could not move a finger also. He was just like a statue, he could not move anything. And his hand goes up like this, and I'm pretty tall, like I said, and he's lying down over here, and he catches hold of my skull. The grip is so tight, like so much strength. And he's just like that, and he's just looking at Ma. His hand is on my head like this, catching hold of my skull, and he's just looking at Ma. So I thought he'll get tired, holding my skull like this at this height. I thought he'd get tired, so I slowly went down and put my head on his tummy, and his hand was still there, and my head is on his tummy. I stayed that way for some time, and then I heard the doctor saying, Arey, somebody come and remove this hand. Swamiji can't remove the hand himself. I don't know how he put it up there. He won't be able to take it out, so somebody has to come and do it. Now, I couldn't see who had come and what was happening because I was right there. On his tummy. So there was this sadhu who came, who's a sadhu today. At that time he was a brahmachari like me. He came in, who was this sevak. And he actually had to remove the fingers like this to open, One by one he opened, and then he shifted the hand and put it down, and I got up, and you can't imagine what a wreck I was at that time. I could have howled over there only, because I somehow knew this is the last time I'm seeing him, and he's blessed me abundantly, what he had done. And I think it was Ma's calling. I went out. The sevaks were sitting outside, and I just sat on the chair. I just slumped on the chair. There was a chair there. And I howled and howled and howled. It was like, so they quickly went and got me some water to drink and all that. And they said, it's fine, don't worry, don't worry. I said, no, I know that I'm not going to see him again. This is the last day that I'm seeing him. And he has been my mentor, my guide, my philosopher. He's helped me so much on this path. Do you people see slowly how my transformation is happening? Like initially somebody said, how were you transformed and how do you feel? There's nothing like feeling, it's a journey that you just go on traveling. You don't even know that you're being transformed. You don't even know anything, but it slowly, chapter by chapter, opens up. And you are on the road, And it's only when you look back that you say, my God, I was there and I'm here now. How is that possible, But it was such a tremendous thing for me, my transformation, if you call it, that today, when I look back, I wonder myself, what was that? So anyway, I came out, I cried, and I came back home, I took the flight and came back home. Those days I didn't travel by car. So I took a flight and came back to Bombay. And that, after 2-3 days, I think, I got a call from Bhimpura saying that come quickly, Swamiji has only 8 hours more to live. 8 hours to go, that's what the doctor has told us. I tried very hard to get a flight ticket, but I could not get it. And I didn't have a return ticket. I wasn't getting a return ticket, I wasn't getting anything. And the next day after that, I was to go to Haridwar. So I didn't get the ticket, and I just knew that day, when he did all that I won't see him again, I won't be able to do his last darshan as such. That's what I thought. But things happened a little differently, which will be in the next video. Thank you. Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Om Bhavatapa Pranashinne Ananda Ghanamurtaye Jnana Bhakti Pradayinne Matastubhyam Namo Namaha. Jai Ma, Jai Ma.